What is going on? Gridiron Express listeners. Today, the Raiders is back in town for his podcast, and we got the usual with myself and the Chargers, a couple guests in the live audience, and a very special guest. He is the head admin of this beautiful league that he and a couple other people have made. Everybody, welcome on the Patriots.
Make me bold, man.
Ooh, yay!
Thanks for having me, guys. Good to be here.
Yep. Thank you for coming on. Obviously, a very interesting time to be a commissioner right now with the playoffs starting up. There's so much stuff because one, it's always very exciting around playoff time. See what happens. Two, right after the playoffs, you've got a lot of work cut out for you.
Oh yeah.
Whether
Oh
it
yeah.
comes to devs and stuff, having to assign some or whatever, and scheduling free agency and draft stuff. So it's an exciting yet interesting time for you. But I think we're gonna get right to it with some final scores really quick. So Raiders, you want to lead us off?
All right, we're going to go ahead and look at this first game. It was week 17, Seahawks and Raiders. I will go over my game first. I want to go ahead and let you know what happened. In an overtime thriller, the Raiders came out on top after being down 21 in the first half. The first half. Let me tell you something about that. I did not expect to come back from that game at all. I thought I was going to leave Las Vegas, my own home stadium, with an L.
You were down
But-
14-0.
But here we go. The player stats. Number one, Russell Wilson with 344 on the day, 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and the longest pass was a 70-yard dot to DK Metcalf. Unfortunately, though, in this game, he was sacked 7 times, which was a high for this Raiders defense.
Thank you.
It was quite unfortunate for my guy Seahawks here. But here we go. Miles Brennan, the starting quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders, the rookie standout, minus the Jameis Winston interceptions. He threw for 319 yards, 4 passing touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. The rushing game was not that great from both sides. The highest rusher was Russell Wilson with 7 carries for 57 yards. The next man after that was Chris Carson, 7 carries, 27 yards, and it only gets worse from there. Receiving, though, was a whole nother story as Henry Ruggs, the man, the myth, the legend, 6 receptions, 184 yards, and 2 touchdowns. His longest on the day was a 43-yard dot. DK Metcalf, though, with some Randy Moss stat lines himself, 3 catches, 168 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Impressive day from the two youngster wide receivers. They're looking to be great for a long, long time. Also, shout out to Javen White for being player of the week. He had 10 tackles, 2 sacks, an interception, and 2 fumble recoveries. All right, we're gonna go ahead and go on to the next game. It was nope, that was not the right game. I almost just called my own game. Oh man, it's gonna take a little bit longer. I had to my loading times are messing up a little bit right now.
It's Madden. What do you expect?
But on week 17, the Cardinals versus the Giants. Coach O is back. It was a blowout by the Cardinals, 38-3. We're gonna go ahead. James Morgan, 3 passing touchdowns, but 134 passing on the day and an interception. Not much to say there. I mean, very good touchdowns and whatnot. It must have been a defensive day for them. 4 interceptions.
It's pretty good for the Giants because that locked him up with the number 1 overall pick. So congratulations to him. But anyways, go ahead, continue.
Daniel Jones, though, was unbearably bad he had a 181 touchdown or 181 passing yards, but no passing touchdowns and 4 interceptions. He was sacked for a hat trick on the day 3 times. It seems like the rushing game was a lot farther in for the Cardinals as Travis Etienne, second-year man at Clemson, 22 carries and 158 on the ground and a rushing touchdown. Other than that, the ground game was just weak. The receiving game, though, the leading receiver on the day was Evan Ingram. 3 receptions, 71 yards, and no touchdowns, obviously. And the lead receiver for the Cardinals was Christian Kirk with 2 catches and 43 yards. Actually, I want to say DeAndre Hopkins with 5 catches, 38 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That, other than the touchdowns, that game looked bad for him.
Yeah.
But good to see him getting some extra tutties on that. The lead tacklers for both teams, I will get to that very quickly. Lead tacklers for the Giants was Levi Wallace, 5th-year man out of Alabama, who was a corner. And the lead tackler for the Cardinals was also from Alabama, Deontay Thompson, both teammates over at Alabama. They were very well established in the defensive backcourt. I'm going to go ahead and go on to another game. If anyone else would like to announce one, I would gladly allow it.
You're good. Unless Chargers wants to go ahead and do one. Unless you want me to, then that's completely fine.
Feel free to do my game, because I choked that so bad. Well, I didn't really choke it. I just did god-awful.
Chargers versus 49ers. This was another California team-based set. Tyree Jackson looked to have his way with the Niners. Only a lowly 174 on the day. 1 passing touchdown, 1 interception. And the passing game just looked awful for the Chargers. I mean, that's just as expected, though. This has been a bottom 5 team for I don't know how long. As much as I love Chargers, the user, it just does not look any better every week on. Rushing game, let's see about that. Raheem Mostert had his way with this team. With 16 carries for 156 on the day, 3 rushing touchdowns. Todd Gurley, 16 rushes and 101 yards. I guess that was the only star-studded player on this field today or that day. 1 rushing touchdown, though, and a fumble, it looks like. Was that a fumble that cost the game at all?
No, I don't even remember that fumble. I don't even remember fumbling the ball at all.
And the lead receivers on the day was Raheem Mostert for 2 catches and 99 yards. No tutty, but a 62-yard long reception. And for the Chargers was Virgil Green, the fullback. 1 catch and 18 yards. All right, what a lowly game. But I'm going to go ahead and give my boy Pat a shout-out for clapping the Bills' cheeks in a Week 17 rivalry game. Scoring 27 in 1 quarter. Wow.
I had to slow it down on that one, man. He was getting so unlucky that game. My guys were getting instant pressure. You know, the throw out of the sack animations were just not treating him well. It was messy.
Justin Fields has a quarterback rating of 153.1 on the day, 135 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and allowing a 38. He was 10 for 12 on the day with 83 pass completion. But Josh Allen, by God, he was 80% passing completion on. Oh, never mind, 40. 10 for 25, no passing touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and he had 85 passing yards. And he was sacked 8 times. Horrible.
Yeah, it was not good for him, man.
No, did not look good. Kylan Hill, though, second-year man out of Mississippi State, getting a whole bunch of carries on him. The young speedster, 18 carries, 96 yards, and a TD. Josh Allen was the lead running back, I guess you could say, for that day. Was the lead running back for the Bills as he had 3 attempts for 40 yards with a big play, but it looks like one of those runs ended in a fumble. Lead receiver for the Patriots was Tyler Clifton, first-year man out of Virginia.
Wahoo!
6 catches for 66 yards. That is a Devils reference, but we'll get on from that. And a touchdown. Rondale Moore, though, a lot of second-year mans on these teams. Rondale Moore, the speedster for the Bills, was their lead receiver with 2 catches, 43 yards, no tutties whatsoever. Darren Waller, though, has had a down year in Buffalo after being traded there. All right, I'm going to go over one more game, and we're going to go over this next section, all right?
Sounds good.
What's a good game that happened? Jets versus Colts.
Ooh, that happened?
That happened. Week 17, it was a
Yes.
Oh, it was a close one.
20-17 win for
Wow.
the Indianapolis Colts. They end their season at 15-1. Jalen Hurts, 256 passing. He had 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions. Kind of a bad day for Jalen Hurts, but he still came out with the dub. Tyler Huntley, a 145 on the day, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. Damn near looked the same. Both quarterbacks were doing all right until those interceptions. The rush game for both teams, Antonio Gibson, second-year man out of Memphis, 11 carries, 71 yards, and 1 touchdown. Marlon Mack, 15 carries, 56 yards, no touchdowns whatsoever. I'm sorry to have to rush these stats a little bit. We want to go ahead and get on to the next section. And the lead receiver for the Colts was Marlon Mack, 5 receptions for 63 yards, no touchdowns though. And I believe for the Jets was Antonio Gibson. The running backs were owning the day. 4 catches and 44 yards.
Wow.
That is the last game we'll go over, and we'll now go into our next section with the Pats interview. Hello, Mr. Pats. We've already introduced you, but go ahead and give yourself a little bit of a shout-out. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am the Pats Undead Kings, and I am part league owner of Gridiron. Been doing this since March of 2020. It's been great. Love you all. You make this league fun. This podcast is amazing, and I'm happy to be here.
Well, happy to have you too. You're one of the most positive motherfuckers out there. I just want to say that.
Try to be man.
Always giving top dog energy. And I just want to say thank you for allowing us to be here for so long and making this league so goddamn fun.
Of course.
I would have never imagined myself doing a league podcast, but here we are.
I know, man. It's amazing what, running a league can do. I joined so many, and it's just, people being toxic and everything, and I was just, getting a group of guys together and just having fun, playing Madden, and it's football, we can talk. It's a good time, man. I've made a lot of good relationships doing this, and I wouldn't have it any other way, man.
For real, I got to meet some good guys out of this and some bad guys out of this.
Yeah, man, that's life, though,
Yeah,
There's always some bad apples every now and then.
All the people in these parties, I want to give a big shout out to my boy Skins. Coach O being a big influence on why I'm such a big media presence for this league. He did his fantastic stories for the first league we had. I just want to say it was awesome. I loved it. I was always stargazing on Coach O. I wanted to be just as good as him. And I honestly feel like he passed that torch down. But enough about me. Pats, how did you do this season?
Oh, man. I mean, I finished 6-10, man. And, when I go into these leagues, I focus a lot on defense. And I noticed this year that I neglect my offense severely. I made a trade for Curtis Samuel about midway through, and before, N'Keal Harry was my number 1 receiver, and he was like an 80 overall. So, I'm not blaming my offense, but it's definitely a big factor as to why, I've had a downhill season. But I'm really hoping that, with the draft coming up and potential trades with, other teams, won't disclose anything just yet, but, come trade season, just, be on the lookout for some blockbusters. That's
blockbusters.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear that.
Yeah.
Question about your quarterback, the second-year man out of Ohio State, Justin Fields. Do you think he saw any improvement this season, or do you think he took a step back, maybe?
He's definitely taken an improvement. Justin has been a great acquisition for our team. He leads the team with, purpose each drive.
Much better than Cam.
100%. Cam was great for our organization, but Justin is the future. It's just a matter of surrounding him with the weapons and tools he needs. So once we get him those tools, and he'll start to flourish. And you kind of saw that towards the tail end of the season. Getting Curtis on the team kind of helped him a bit. hopefully we can give him a tight end and maybe another receiver in the offseason, and we'll be hopefully rocking and rolling for the next upcoming season.
Yep. I kind of got a question myself, so hate to interrupt you, Raiders, but so what would you say is, I don't know if I'm stealing this question or not, but what would you say is your favorite part of being a commish and your least favorite part of being a commish or admin?
Yeah, that's a great question. Favorite part is getting to see you guys just have like the best time. Like seeing you guys like have fun, seeing you guys connect, be friends, make friends. You know, kind of just being like brothers to each other. You know, that's like what makes it worth it to me. And like this podcast, like that made my fucking week. You know, that was awesome, man. That was just made my day. So just like that kind of stuff, seeing you guys just, you know, be kind and be supportive to one another. That's what it's all about for me. On the downside, you know, it's when y'all are like, it's when it feels like I'm running a daycare at times, you know, I'm just like, you know, handing out strikes and, you know, I just keeping track of games and like people not
You get
meeting
a
their
strike. You get a
times.
strike. You get a strike.
Yeah, man. I felt like, you know, Oprah handing
giving
those
them out.
things out, man.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say the amount of activeness you had to have with the game channels and stuff, but that's a great answer too.
Yeah, no, I have a great group of admins that help me out with that, man. Like Jets,
Yeah,
he's on his
shout out
yeah,
to
Jets is
Riverhead. He does a lot
yeah.
of work for. He's so active for the league, whether
Oh,
it
dude,
comes to
yeah,
game channels, game of the week, just anything.
he's always reliable. You know, Colts. You know, when he's around, I know he's got a busy schedule. Rock solid. Skins is like the heartbeat of the admin group. He brings the enthusiasm, and then you got 49ers. That guy, I love that guy. That guy. He's you know the brains, kind of. You know, him and Rover are pretty. They got their opinions, and you know sometimes they don't add up. And, you know, it's funny
We've seen
watching
that a
that
couple
go.
times, but
Oh
we,
yeah,
we
man.
still we still love you, Gilly.
Oh yeah,
I was kind of
for
talking
sure.
with him earlier today. It doesn't look like things are gonna work out, but
Oh yeah, he never trades with people unless he's winning. he's gonna hate that I said that, but it's whatever.
Well, he's gonna have to hear the truth eventually. Am I
Yeah,
right?
I tell it to his face all the time, man.
That's true because you guys are IRL friends, I believe, right?
Yeah, man. I've known
Yeah.
Gilly since I was in middle school, so you know and I've known Pac-Man, who's now the Cowboys, since third grade. So you know,
Oh, definite connections with the league.
oh yeah, 100%. You know, those are my boys. You know, anything happens, we're like 30 minutes from each other. You know, it's tight.
A little bit of a distraction from the podcast itself. Go ahead and look what I put in podcast convo, please.
Let's see here. If I can fucking get there. Exactly, man.
Who would have thought?
Love that.
I was here in March. It's like I might even dip this league in like May or something.
Exactly, man.
I was playing as the Bengals. I wasn't doing that well. Joe Burrow in Madden 20 did not feel great.
No, Madden 20 in general did not feel great, man. That was I just hope Madden really ups their franchise mode in the coming Madden. You know, I want scouting to be more of a factor.
Period, but
No,
franchise mode,
100%.
but franchise mode, exclusively, mostly, almost.
Oh, 100%. I want the draft process to be better. I want scouting to be better. I mean, clicking 3 things and not determining someone's talent, like, no, that's
That's way too easy.
it's gotta be-
to be honest.
Almost.
exactly.
But I want to go ahead and back into Pat's stats this season. Lead receiver was Curtis Samuel with a little bit over 1,000 yards. Look. And he got 7 touchdowns. He said Curtis Samuel was a big help to your young quarterback.
Oh, 100%.
We want to talk about that connection. How are they in the locker room together?
Oh, dude, they're bread and butter, man. They're homies, you know. They're always chatting it up, figuring out new ways to develop their connections, make it, you know, almost like, you know, secondhand. I mean, now they're just in there in the lab cooking up, you know, all sorts of ideas to help us get some points. I want to say, like, towards the end, you know, they really, you know, hit their stride with the, you know, Curtis having his breakout game. It's a little bit of a superstar, I guess you could say, but hopefully Fields can get that kind of vibe going into the new season. So I got 2 superstars, but you know they're cooking, man. I'm really excited for the next season we got.
It seems you got a lot of young talent from the draft, or either drafts ago. This free this last free agency / draft period looks like you got a lot younger, and it looks like you got a lot better too.
Oh,
I want to go ahead and start off with the veteran presence of Von Miller.
oh, Vaughn has been. When we first got Vaughn, I was a little concerned. His productivity was kind of like a little on the low side. I took him aside, had a little chat with him, and I think he had a 5-sack game that put him on course against. I forget who it was against, but we were so hyped that he got that 5-sack game, and he just finished the Bills game with I think 3 or 4 sacks. So I know he's in the double digits in sacks this season. Him and Daniil have been making the edge just absolutely brutal for people to get by. So, and he's a great, mentor for all the young guys that are on the team. So great having him. I hope that, he can explore free agency options on the offseason. And if he wants to come back, that would be awesome.
By the way, that 5-sack game was against the Bears in a clutch 22-21 W. He had 10 tackles. He was looking like a true linebacker out there. I mean, he's playing down the D-line now in the trenches. I just want to go and say, I want to go ahead and ask, has he had any influence on the younger guys? Have they been picking up his swim moves and whatnot?
Man. Moves? Yeah, we got a rookie D tackle, Damon Montague. He's not rookie. He's a 1-year man now at Texas A&M. Him and Vaughn been talking a lot, and Montague took a big step in productivity, in my opinion. Just seeing him on the field, stats may not show it, they may do, but Montague has really stepped up this year. Tackles for loss, sacks, pressures. So having Vaughn around him, that's been great. And I know Vaughn's playing down at right end right now, but linebacker Barnett. Him and Vaughn giving each other advice. Barnett's our X factor on defense. He's the guy who runs the middle of the field. So having him pick the brain of Von Miller, perfect.
Well, yeah, Damian Montague, I believe that's the young man. I believe he was a recent rookie. Or I mean, he still technically is a rookie. It's just going ahead and give him the 1-year experience already.
Yep.
Texas A&M. Do you believe they already had that connection when he first got drafted?
Yeah, man. I think there's definitely some, brotherly love there since they're from the same school. They got the same connections. They know the same people, know the same coaching staff. So there's definitely some, predetermined, connections there. So that definitely helped with their chemistry.
True Red Raiders at heart. But all right, let's go ahead, move a little bit farther. How do you feel about the season? We talked a little bit about it already. How do you feel that you did this season? How do you feel you can improve on that and come back this next season and be better?
Yeah. This season was a learning curve, 100%. 6-10. It's not anything to write home about. Flex 6-10. I know Colts has his top 10 list that everyone likes to look at. I'm hoping I could be there next season. When we first started this league, I was an AFC title contender, and now I'm not even a playoff contender. So I'm really hoping to get that little spark and fire back. Hopefully get some more offensive weapons and get rocking and rolling, man.
Sure, for sure. Does anyone else have any questions for my man Pats?
I think I had one. I'll bring it up later because I always forget, so.
All good, man. Just shoot it when you know.
Yep.
All right, I got one.
Oh, hit me with it.
All right. What do you think was the biggest issue on your team except for your defense or your offense, whichever was the biggest issue?
Yeah, offense was the biggest issue. Other than that, I'd say play calling. Play calling just in general, I would not adapt well when it came to opposing teams. Jets, for instance, that man picked me apart. Couldn't do anything about it. Couldn't stop him. I kind of realized towards the end I needed to add a little bit more pressure to make him a little bit more uncomfortable on while he was on offense. So, just kind of being able to understand when to adjust when things aren't working, being able to, readjust the game plan and thinking on the fly. I think, that's probably just, here and there stuff, but it definitely does help.
Sure, we love to hear it. That Justin Fields, Bill Belichick connection.
Oh, yeah.
Again, we've already kind of talked about this, but I want to. What are Bill's thoughts on Justin Fields?
Bill drafted him, man. He's a GM, so he's happy with the talent that he brings. He's happy with the leadership he brings. Productivity wise, we want to see less interceptions. We want to see more touchdowns, more yards. But again, that's up to us to surround him with those weapons. So at the end of the day, we just got to give him what he needs. And, if he performs from there, mission success. If not, then we have to explore other options. Then that might be better for Justin, so stuff like that.
All right, last question. This is not really directly linked to you, but who do you want to see percolate in the playoffs?
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Saints should be in Cowboys' spot. That's our fault. Take full responsibility for that. Should have, double, triple checked, all that fun jazz. But Cowboys, known him since third grade, so I'm always going to root for him. Hope 49ers loses as soon as he can. Don't want him going back to back. I'm going to shoot myself if that happens. Yeah, I mean, Cowboys.
I'm like one of those guys. I want to see a new champion every year. I don't care if I strongly like the champion. I don't care if I strongly dislike the champion. I want to see a new one every year, unless it's myself, obviously. So hopefully we can see someone new this year. Maybe even a whole new matchup. If we can get Colts to lose sometime before the Super Bowl and Niners to lose sometime.
For sure.
I want to see the Jets compete in the Super Bowl again. We haven't seen him in a Super Bowl in a good while. Him or the Raiders. Really anybody.
Definitely.
Outside the Colts. And love to Lemon. I love that dude, but I want to see someone new. It's him every year.
No, exactly. It's either him or 49ers or both of them, so we gotta go into the locker room and break some kneecaps on their team so that way they can be a little handicapped, but
all you gotta do is put a thumbtack on Raheem Mostert's shoe and it's all good in the hood, you know what I mean?
Exactly, dude. I'm hoping that guy retires at some point. And
there's an upset. The Skins have beat the Eagles.
Wow.
They move on to the second round. I wonder what the final score was.
The Skins played the Falcons.
Oh, Skins playing Falcons.
And they won.
He has really stepped up in their game.
With the suspension of Okudah, mind you.
That's incredible.
Ooh.
With the suspension of Okudah.
That's cool.
Breaking news. Because we were going to do some predictions later on. When we did them, I honestly thought that the Skins was going to lose, but I was kind of hoping he would win because I love the underdogs all the time. And because the Falcons have been so successful this year, it'd be kind of cool to see an upset happen. And it did. Shout out to the Skins. Great.
Congratulations.
Another win from the same NFC East division.
DC right now, so shout out to you.
The Eagles overcame the Cowboys.
Oh no!
Ooh, 24-7. This is the first time that Eagles has moved up in the playoffs.
He won a game.
So now that the Cowboys are out, who you want to see, Pats?
I gotta go with my boy, the Raiders, man. That's my guy.
That's my guy too.
Go far, my man.
You got
Beat
a big
everyone
fan
in
base
your
over
back.
there in Vegas. No.
I gotta go ahead and beat Texans. That's gonna be a tough game for sure.
That's gonna be a great game. I'm definitely gonna be down to watch it if you're gonna stream it. That's honestly, I think that's gonna be one of the better games out of all the playoff matchups. Outside, I don't know how close the Skins game was, but it
was an 8-point victory, 39-31.
Wow, that's incredible right there. Breaking news right on the podcast.
Good game, fellas.
Yes.
Good game. Looked like Demon Geis had himself a hell of a day. 16 carries, 146 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He was averaging 9.1 yards per carry. Damn, son.
Wow.
Shout out to my boy, Jello.
Jets and Ravens are in the process of playing, and Seahawks and Bears are in the process. We only got.
Let's see. I believe in the Jets and Ravens game, the Ravens are losing 7-37. I'm pretty sure. So that's tough for him. Yeah, 7-37. Jets are up. Tough one for the Ravens. He seems to be facing the Jets every single year. I don't know if there's any others in the process, but I wouldn't be able to see because I'm not. I don't have them on the Xbox friends list.
I got you 1 sec. Jets, Seahawks, Bears.
or another one.
They playing right now?
Yes, sir. Let me see. Goes or the Bears.
My prediction is to see the Seahawks win, but the Bears are a solid user as well.
Right now, it's 24-27. Bears got 24. Seahawks got 27 from the looks of it. They're in the fourth quarter, so it's a close game.
Okay, now it's 30-27.
Oh,
Ooh,
Because if we don't want to stop fumbling.
Ooh, it's a close game over there in Chicago, I believe that's at.
oh,
Yeah,
We'll
we
have
it's a
to
just
check
cold
back
day.
in with that towards a little later in the podcast. I'm sure it'll be over by then. Very
official
interesting stuff.
Jets game.
Playoffs just starting up, and it's always interesting. We always see a couple upsets. Obviously, we saw Jackson lose last year. Obviously, equal stroke of the playoffs happens every year. Um, we see upsets happen all around all the time, and it's just so exciting in the early rounds at least. And once it gets to the point where it's Colts versus I don't know, then it starts to get not as exciting. But hopefully, I think it's going to be more balanced this year. But we'll see what happens, especially with the Skins on the rise.
And that will be the end of the interview for you, my guy, Pat. I want to say thank you for coming here. Thank you for showing out all the love and respect that you have for every one of us in the league.
Of course, guys. Thank you for having me. You know, keep doing what you do. Love you guys.
You can say in the voice chat if you want. I'm going to keep going for another little bit
And the
here.
Jets
Yeah, I think I
have
got to call
won
my girl
over the
now. She's
Ravens.
waiting.
37-7.
Now it is.
All right, my guys. I appreciate
Jets
you.
winning a total blowout.
It's about to be 34-31.
No, that's end game.
What? I'm talking about my score.
Oh, yeah, your score. My bad. The Jets totally dominated over the Ravens. Lamar Jackson had 5 interceptions, 119 on the day. He was sacked 4 times. Tyler Huntley was looking like the quarterback prodigy that Jets is producing over there. 77 passing completion on the day, 14 for 18, 268, and 2 passing touch. I think I already said that.
He just said DK's not that good.
I'm getting my stats confused. Antonio Gibson having a hell of a day. 13 carries, 137, 2 touchdowns on the ground. Damn, son. Again, ran all over. The top rusher for the Ravens was J.K. Dobbins with 8 carries and 18 yards. Not a very good day. Denzel Mims, though, 3 catches, 123 yards, and a receiving touchdown. That's for the Jets. And Willie Snead being the lead receiver for the Ravens, 5 receptions for 71 yards. We've already seen 3 games gone down. The Jets will win their game of the week, and they'll get a +2 for that. Whoever wins out of the Texans and I will go ahead to go face them. If we are the 2 teams, I believe, that has beaten the Jets. I believe he is 14-2
earlier on this year. So I bet that would be a big if you end up playing the Jets later on. That's gonna be a big game, and the Jets are gonna want big revenge. So it'll definitely be interesting.
For sure. But I want to go ahead and get out to these Player of the Week announcements. I'm sorry for interrupting Bengals,
you're
but
completely fine.
okay, we might have already gone over one of them already. The AFC Defensive Player of the Week, Javen White. Don't really got to say much. He just balled out versus the Seahawks in an overtime thriller win. I will go ahead and move on to the next guy. The AFC Offensive Player of the Week was Baker Mayfield. He was 14 for 17 on the day, 364 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns. He did get sacked once, and on 2 carries rushing, he lost 3 yards. Great day by Baker Mayfield. He stayed accurate, and I'm pretty sure he got the dub that day.
Yes, he did. They played the Steelers, and they got the win. Unfortunate for the Browns though, because the Ravens ended up beating me, and they had the tiebreaker over the Browns, so that game didn't end up mattering because the Ravens beat myself. So the Ravens got that last division winner playoff spot.
Then for the AFC the NFC Offensive and Defensive Player of the Weeks are both 49ers. Raheem Mostert went off. We already went over his stat line, 16 carries for 156 on the day. He had 3 rushing touchdowns, 2 receptions for 99 yards, no receiving touchdowns. And Fred Warner, 9 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 1 touchdown. I believe that might have been a pick 6. He is the lead. He's leading the league in interceptions right now at 17. That is the second year he's done this in a row. And I believe we're going to go ahead and move off into the playoff review, schedule, live review. I mean, we've already kind of done this. I wasn't expecting to...
But we might as well again. I think a couple seats got changed around, but just
Yeah,
really quick. Before the Seahawks game even started, and obviously it's a close game right now, I kind of thought the Seahawks were gonna win. And then the Falcons-Skins game, I thought Skins didn't have a chance, and obviously they upset them. Falcons got the win. Wait, no, we already talked about Eagles beating the Cowboys, but I predicted the Eagles to win that, unfortunately. But Eagles finally getting a playoff win. Titans Dolphins, interesting game, but I think Dolphins has got that one. You got the Raiders and the Texans. I got the Raiders in that one. Come through for me, boy.
I think that'll be a close game.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be the best game out of all of them. And then the Ravens and the Jets. I kind of had the Jets predicted for that one, and obviously they ended up winning. But yeah.
Dang it.
A little bit of a surprise statistic. I just want to bring this up. I know we're not talking about stats and shit right now, but I believe all 5 of these teams are playoff contenders. But the top 5 passing leaders, I've already brought this up in the Discord, are from the AFC.
Oh man.
So Patrick Mahomes with almost 5,000 yards ended up being the guy. He owns the lead passing yards. He has 35 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. Jalen Hurts looking purely like the best QB out of this year with 51 passing touchdowns, being first in the league for passing touchdowns by a mile. The next guy up had 47. That was Russell Wilson from the NFC, but we're not going to go ahead and go on to that. He also had 4,355 yards. Looked really accurate this year. 77 passing completion all around. At number 3, the rookie Miles Brennan from the Las Vegas Raiders. 4,324 yards. Out of 345 passing attempts, he completed 212 of them. He threw 40 touchdowns and 40 interceptions. A real Jameis Winston stat line, but I mean, I'll take it because we're 11-5. At number 4 is the Texans' very own Deshaun Watson, 4,292 yards. Out of 404 passing attempts, he completed 289 of them. He also had 40 touchdowns, just the same as Miles Brennan, but something he didn't have as the same as Miles Brennan was 16 interceptions. That's a whole lot less. These two teams will have to play for a second time. But what the hell was that in the background?
Exactly.
That was my thing. Don't worry about it.
That was creepy.
Then the very last quarterback at the bottom of this list, a sore loser for the Baltimore Ravens, was Lamar Jackson, threw for 4,122 yards. Out of 441 passing attempts, he completed 289 of them. Wow. Him and Deshaun Watson completed the same amount of passes. Threw for 32 touchdowns and 29 interceptions. All right. Out of that surprise stat line now, we're going to go ahead and look at a little bit more at these playoff games, going to maybe a little bit of a stat review kind of again. Maybe a little more in depth. How do you guys feel about that?
It's fine.
Do it.
All right. We're going to go ahead and work on the defensive side because you've already heard the QBs out of this. There's another game being played as of right now, Seahawks and Bears. We've mentioned that. And I'm sorry,
we can go over awards as well, unless, yeah. for like MVP and stuff.
Right. Perfect. Seahawks, can I get an update on your game, please? I know you're here in the call.
34 is 8 seconds.
Ooh, 8 seconds in the fourth of
Yeah,
the third.
I choked. I
Ooh,
choked.
in the fourth, the Seahawks are choking the lead away right now. That's what I've been told.
Okay,
by-
DK, time for you to pull something out of your hands.
Oh, you're at
Huck
like
that
the
thing up there.
25. You're on 25. I'm assuming.
Oh, what's up?
You're at like where are you at with 8 seconds in? Do you have any timeouts?
Oh no, I have 2 seconds. It's going to overtime.
Oh, okay. Well, we
Another
will get more updates
overtime
on
game.
that. Good grief.
For the
now-
Seattle Seahawks. But and now, as my
And
Chargers friend would like to introduce. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, it's no person, but and now it's only 4 people that are in the Gridiron Express voice chat instead of the 7 people that we started off with.
The live listeners just wanted to go away. I guess they didn't want to hear our podcast anymore. That's all right. But
And he
With
won
us.
the toss. Oh my god.
as we hear from the Seahawks, the Bears have won the coin toss. Mac Jones, I believe, at the helm. Or is it Derek Carr starting for the
It's
Bears?
Derek Carr. This man's
Derek
gotten bailed out
Carr.
so many times.
There are 2 playoff games left that have not been played. Texans and Raiders will be played tomorrow. I believe at about 2 p.m. West Coast time. Or that'll be
Set your
5 p.m.
DVRs.
Eastern. The Titans versus Dolphins is to be announced. But all right, let's go ahead into these awards and stuff as of right now. A little bit of a long pause, but all right.
Yeah.
If you all want me to go ahead and say these 2, I gladly will.
Go right ahead. That's fine. I was pulling.
Leading for the league MVP once again was
What the hell?
the 49ers' very own Raheem Mostert, the speed demon out of the backfield, one of the most god-tier players to play against.
Hold up. I don't want to
And it's
interrupt.
legal.
However, as we heard from Seahawks, either the Bears scored or he got a big first down.
He did. I should have been picked off, but we don't catch those. We drop this shit.
And number 2 at the MVP list is Jalen Hurts of the Indianapolis Colts, a big performer, traded from the Eagles, who actually had him as a starter for a while. And
I'm
they
dead ass
were
gonna
not
lose
happy
this
with
shit.
them. And they said, let's go ahead and trade Hurts. And they went ahead and did that, and look at Hurts now. He's hurting the entire league. At number 3, the former 49er himself, Matt Breida, was paired up in that same triple-headed dragon of a
Yep,
backfield.
I just lost.
And the Seahawks just lost, as you heard, and he left the Discord. Well, that sucks for him.
Tough times.
At 14-2,
Wow,
the
Bears
Dolphins. Wow.
And now it's just 3.
And the second NFC person on the MVP list is quarterback Russell Wilson, who just lost his game. Unfortunately, been performing very well over the season. At number 5, we have quarterback Deshaun Watson. I mean, there's going to be a lot of quarterbacks on here, obviously, but seeing some running backs on here, switching it up for a change in the top 5 at least. Number 6 is Patrick Mahomes, everybody's favorite frog. Everybody loves
Kermit.
to suck him off. All right. I don't have to say much about that. He had an impressive stat line this season. Antonio Gibson at number 7. Again, Jets is just god tier with the run. Christian McCaffrey on here. I did not expect that. Panthers went 9-7. Shout out to Panthers. I didn't think he was going to do that well this
Yeah.
season.
He did very well. That's what I was saying. He was a bit of a surprise for me with how well he did, and there's more things coming. I was
Yeah.
kind of rooting for him to sneak in there to the last wild card spot. Wasn't able to happen, but the NFC wild card was very competitive this year as to who was making it and who wasn't.
Very, very
We
true.
kind of said this last time with Lemon, because we were discussing which conference is better, and I think the AFC has more Super Bowl contenders every year, whereas the NFC has
starting
more
to-
depth when it comes to like the wild
Yeah.
card and stuff. And it's
That
more
is
competitive
true.
than the wild card, but for the AFC, it's more competitive for the Super Bowl and AFC Championship.
Here, I'm going to say something that's pretty surprising that I just found in the standings. The Saints missed the playoffs with a 9-7 record.
Yeah, they
Yeah, no,
were
there was a
supposed
bit
to
of a
make it
mishap with that.
10-6.
But Panthers or not Panthers, Saints is a very good player. I played him before. We've had some very close bouts ourselves. I just want to say, hell of a run game. If he gets going, he's never gonna stop. But I have won in overtime, and I've also lost in overtime to my boy Saints. Shout out to you, my dog. But at number 9 for the MVP list, this is for the total overall MVP is Darius Demon Geis with the 9-7 football team and Felipe Franks at the helm. That is a very dynamic team, and they've won a lot more games this year than they have in previous league. And at number 10, finally, we see the 8-8 Lamar Jackson. I did not see Miles Brennan anywhere on this list, but it's all right. It don't matter. Lamar Jackson, number 10, very surprising that he's even 8-8 and he slipped into the playoffs, but he was very, very trampled going into that game or coming out of that game. But a coach of the year, now we're going to go ahead and go over only the top 5 coaches as, to save some more time for the other awards and whatnot. At number 1 was Brian Flores, the highly defensive-minded former Patriots defensive coordinator.
Nope.
Came into Miami. No, offensive coordinator, right?
No, he was a linebackers coach.
Linebackers coach. What the fuck? Oh my god.
He never was a defense coordinator,
Really?
which I found surprising as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Considering.
Well, as you heard from my boy Chargers, Brian Flores went into Miami and he switched that team around to a contender, not a pretender anymore. At 14-2. At number 2 is Frank Wright. I cannot say his last name. Of the Indianapolis Colts. I don't really got to say nothing here. Actually, the next 3 guys, I really don't have to say nothing here. Colts, 49ers, Jets. All great coaches. They've been consistent. They've been there. They've been there, done that. At number 5 is the Houston Texans, DeAndre Hopkins. He's concurrently playing wide receiver for the Arizona Cardinals and coming back every week to coach for the Houston Texans. He led them to 12-4. How impressive. But all right, for the AFC Offensive Player of the Year, Matt Breida leads at number 1 as he also top 3, I believe, for the overall MVP. At number 2, we have Jalen Hurts. No surprise there. At number 3, Antonio Gibson. Number 4, Deshaun Watson. Number 5, Patrick Mahomes at 7-9. I'm surprised that he's even on this list after losing 9 straight. At number 6, that is Derek the Monster Henry. 9-7 Titans. I believe they slipped into the playoffs and they're about to play against the Dolphins very soon. Number 7 is Marlon Mack. Number 8 is Jonathan Taylor. He's done impressively well with the Houston Texans. And number 9 is a surprise. Todd Gurley, the second out there with the 3-13 Chargers. And at number 10 is Tyreek Hill, the speed demon. For Defensive Player of the Year, it is Devin Bush. I believe this is the first time that Justin Reed has not been Defensive Player of the Year. Or the words are not official, but he's number 1, or he's not number 1 as he usually is. But Justin Reed is at number 2. I don't really got to say nothing about that. He's got 15 interceptions and a whole lot of tackles. Number 3, the rookie Connor Highsmith from LSU. For the Kansas City Chiefs, the 7-9 Kansas City Chiefs. We've already said something about that. Number 4 is the linebacker Jerome Baker out of Miami. And number 5 is Denzel Ward from the OU State, Ohio. At number 6, we have Ronnie Harrison Jr., a big primetime free agent for the Raiders. They gave him 5 years for $55 million. Don't gotta say nothing else, but that money was definitely worth it. Number 7, a low-key free agent pickup for the Dolphins, and he ended up being number 7 on the list, is Jaquiski Tart, a former 49er. At number 8, we got Lord Raider Jonathan Abram at 11-5. He's at the number 8 spot. He's done impressively well. At number 9, we have Miles Jack, an incredible athlete all around, on a 6-10 Jaguars team, which is very, very surprising. But at number 10, we have J.N. Brown, a very smart-minded player from UCLA, J.N. Brown. All right, for Offensive Rookie of the Year, you know, the man, the myth, the legend, Miles. Going for Miles Brennan. At number 2, we have Devin Bailey. I do not know what position he plays, but at number 3, Max Barrington, another rookie. I believe he's been very well for the Jaguars. And number 4, Carlos Kennard, a very good tight end out of Alabama. He torched the Raiders and a couple other teams to deserve that number 4 spot, but he's definitely no number 1. At number 5 is Nasir Cobb. Number 6 is Terrence Mills. And number 7 is Chris Ford. Number 8 is Kai Graham. Number 9 is the running back Chris Hitchens. I only know that because I scouted him. And number 10 is the rookie Trumaine Divinity from the Chargers. I believe it was a wide receiver or a running back.
He's a wide receiver. I don't know why he's even on that list, considering I pretty much never threw the ball to him.
Well, Return Man is very... Did he get a lot of yards there and whatnot?
And let me look. See,
All right,
kick return. For kick return, it has been 5 kick returns for 116 yards, 23.2 average. For punt
very
return,
surprising that he's there.
Yeah, for punt return, it is 3 punt returns for 26 yards, 8.7 average. So I really do not know why he's on that list.
Whenever y'all are done with awards, I've got a little segment. We've got the NFC divisional round is set, so.
All right, I'd like to get back to these awards right quick. All right, number 1, the linebacker Connor Highsmith has been playing very well this season. Number 2, his former LSU teammate, Go Gewicks. Daniel Barnett of the New England Patriots. Number 3 is the free safety out of California, Devontae Gary. Number 4 is P.J. Rogers, the middle linebacker from, I believe, Pittsburgh. Or he plays for the Steelers, but he came out of Pitt State, or I don't know what the fuck they're called. At number 5 is Daryl Patterson. Number 6 is someone we talked about before, Damian Montague. Shout out to my boy Pats once again. I've already said it before. Number 7 is Jeff Philbin, a player for the Broncos. Number 8 is Randy Ward, another Bronco on the list. George Abbott, number 9 for the Texans. And number 10 is James Rodgers of the 2-14 Bills. Yikes. And for best QB, we're going to go over the top 3 only, as we're trying to conserve some time for the next. This is just AFC, by the way. Jalen Hurts is 15-1. Well, he's at the number 1 position at 15-1. Deshaun Watson is number 2, and the rookie Miles Brennan is at number 3. For the running backs, it is Matt Breida at number 1, Antonio Gibson at number 2, and number 3, Derrick Henry. For best wide receiver, the top 3 is the speed demon almost said T.Y. Hill. Tyreek Hill. Number 2 is Henry Ruggs. Number 3 is Denzel Mims. The best O-lineman is Quentin Nelson, his Colts teammate, Mitchell Schwartz, and the 3rd is Mekhi Becton. For the best D-line, Von Miller is there at the best position, or the best D-lineman, maybe of all time, if he gets a Super Bowl under his belt. Number 2 is Myles Garrett, and number 3 is Quinnen Williams, another Jet on the list. At best linebacker, it is Devin Bush, another Jet. Connor Highsmith has been named a lot for these top 3. There he goes. And number 3 is Jerome Baker. For best DB, the top 3 are Justin Reed, Jaquiski Tartt, and Denzel Ward. Best kicker goes to Daniel Carlson. The 2 following up is Rodrigo Blankenship and Michael Bagley. And that is the AFC side of Raheem Mostert for Offensive Player of the Year. Number 2, I should have introduced that a little bit better. This is the NFC side now. Raheem Mostert, obviously number 1 if he's going to be, the guy. Number 2, Russell Wilson. We've gone over that. Christian McCaffrey, number 3. DK Metcalf. And number 4, Darius Demon Geis at number 5. Alvin Kamara at number 6. A whole lot of running backs for the NFC. At number 7, we have Ezekiel Elliott. At number 8, we got Chris Carson. And a low-key guy for the Buccaneers for a long time, Scotty Miller, on here at number 9. And Ronald Jones II is here at number 10, running back out of USC. Shout out to my Cali boys. For Defensive Player of the Year now, it is Deion Jones at 13-3. Fred Warner right behind him at number 2. Eric Kendricks, very smart linebacker out of LSU, or not LSU, UCLA. At number 4 is Jamel Dean. Number 5 is Davion Taylor. Number 6 is Keon O'Neal. Number 7 is Jimmy Ward. Number 8 is Jalen Smith. Number 9 is Roquan Smith. And number 10 is Devin White. Now, for Offensive Rookie of the Year, the Eagles' very own Brian Batten. And number 2 is Dom Burks. Number 3 is Brad Johnson Jr. And number 4 is Michael Canty. Number 5 is Trent Norris. Number 6 is Josh Espinoza. Number 7 is Philip Callahan. And number 8 is Clemson's very own Greg Springs. And number 9 is Edward Kirkpatrick. And then number 10 is Martin Russell. For Defensive Rookie of the Year, it is the Panthers' Joel Harold. And number 2 is Jeremiah Hurts. Number 3 is Parker Foster. Number 4 is Tim Bullock. And number 5 is David Dawkins. Number 6 is Marcus Neighbors. And number 7 is Brian Allen. And number 8 is Ethan Bug Brown. And number 9 is Chris Sereno. And then number 10 is Alan Hannon. For best quarterback now, we're going to go over the top 3 only. It is Russell Wilson at number 1. Jameis at number 2. Wow. Jameis at number 2.
Ew.
I thought Tyree Jackson would have been number 2. But speaking of Tyree, he is here at number 3. For best running back now, as you already know, Raheem Mostert, number 1. Christian McCaffrey, number 2. And Darius Demon Geis at number 3. For the best wide receivers, we're going to go ahead and go over this now. DK, Megatron Metcalf at number 1. Scotty the Speeder Miller at number 2. And Julio Jones at number 3. Still performing with 13 years under his belt. For the best O-line, it is the Eagles' Lane Johnson, one of the most athletic big men of all time. Hopefully he can go down in the Hall of Fame. At number 2 is Trent Williams, another big man who deserves to go to the Hall of Fame. And again, Lane Johnson, the Eagles' teammate, and Brendan Brooks, the guard. Her D-line now, it is the 2nd overall pick from the 2019 draft, Nick Bosa. And number 2 is Fletcher Cox. And number 3 is Kenny Clark, a man and a beast in the middle. For the best linebacker now, we have Deion Jones at number 1. We got Fred Warner at number 2 and Davion Taylor at number 3. 49ers, Falcons, and Eagles are owning the top 3 in these rewards. But here we go for the best DB now. It is Jamel Dean, Jimmy Ward, and Jalen Thompson. That is some new faces. I guess Cardinals and Buccaneers are the new faces for the top rewardsmen or whatever. I'm just kind of running out of words to say here. All right. For best kicker now, it is Jake Elliott of the Eagles, Will Lutz for the Saints, and Dustin Hopkins for the Bucks. Or for the Falcons, excuse my French. But that is all for the annual awards.
A lot of stuff to talk about there. I'm sure your throat's probably dry as crap right now.
Oh, for sure.
Mine always is after talking a long time like that. But a lot of stuff to get to, and that was a great slate of awards this year. A lot of people that definitely deserved it. Outside of Mostert, he doesn't ever deserve an MVP award. But anyways, so I kind of want to get into the NFC. So the NFC divisional round is set. So it's looking like the Niners are going to take on the Washington football team, while the Bears are going to be taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. So we can give a little bit of predictions now for the divisional round. And honestly, could we see a Skins upset to the Niners?
Ooh, you see, because Chris Godwin and whoever else is there, Terry Scary McLaurin are just so good. In the game that I played against this team, the Washington football team, I lost. It was 54-49. I'll never forget that game because Chris Godwin had 5 touchdowns. If he's able to get Chris Godwin the football, it is going to be game over for the Niners if they cannot keep up with Raheem Mostert.
And I feel like that's,
as you know,
kind of
that's a key to shutting down the Niners. And I excuse, or I'm sorry for interrupting you again. I just wanted to go ahead and say what I had, but that is a key for the Skins to beat the 49ers. Stop Raheem Mostert.
Yes. If he can limit him with his stellar D line, I think he could go home with a win and go to the NFC Championship, which a lot of people at the beginning of the season didn't think would happen. But that leads us to the next matchup that will take place in the divisional round. The Chicago Bears will be taking on the
Should not be there.
the Philadelphia Eagles. So, I I feel like a lot of people want to go with Philly, but
It is.
everybody says they do choke. However, I think it's going to be a great game. I think the Eagles might go to the NFC Championship this year. Could be the year for him, and I think
As
it
much
could
as
happen.
as much love as I got for the Eagles, I don't believe he will make it at that far. I believe the Bears will pull an upset out the ass. You know what I mean? I feel like it's going to be an insane last touchdown. I mean, Bears is a very good player. He's put up a very good
It's definitely gonna be a
competition with
close
all the
game.
games he's played this year. Of
Here
course, he's
with
had some upsetting losses. He had one against the 6-10 Pats, but he's a very good player otherwise.
here with me.
To clarify, the Pats was a fair sim. We couldn't finish our game.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, that was
You were-
that was a funky one, wasn't it? Where it kept like disconnecting with like in the fourth quarter or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes,
So
but that means go ahead.
all right. So I don't know where to pick on that game at all because it could go either way. However, knowing how much Jackson or Eagles blows leads or just completely chokes awful in the playoffs in this league, but not the other league that I was in with him, I am picking the Bears by 21.
Bears by 21.
You're drunk.
Damn.
He's not winning. He's not winning.
Damn.
Wow.
21 vicious. Do you not like the Eagles or something?
No, I do. Just knowing how he plays in the playoffs.
But this means, so for my predictions, obviously they may be a little different. So that means I would have the Eagles facing off against. Oh yeah, I never gave a prediction on the Skins Niners game. I think if the Skins can reduce Mostert's production, then yes, he can pull an upset. So that means it would be a thriller NFC Championship with the Skins and the Eagles, and honestly, that could go either way. Really, it could go any way. I think the Skins could pull another upset. If the Skins can make it to the Super Bowl, pull all those upsets, I would love to see it. Honestly, that would be incredible.
It's a new name in the Super Bowl, and
Yes.
you know my boy Jello has been going off this year, even with all the force
With all
wins
the
he's been
force
getting.
wins, yes. Even then, with the games he has played, he's done really well. But question is, who would he face? And obviously, we don't know about the divisional round for the AFC yet, because there's still games yet to be played. But that'll be interesting. The Skins can pull those upsets.
As we see the Jets take a big old dub versus the Ravens, we'll have to see who wins between myself and the Texans
Yes.
to see who plays that game. But just know the AFC games are definitely going to be competitive. All right. Any other predictions as of right now?
I think we see the Finns take down the Titans. I think we're gonna see you take down the Texans, but not by much. And then after that, I think that if the Dolphins do beat the Titans, and the Dolphins will play, assuming that you're gonna beat the Texans and the Dolphins will play you, and that'll honestly be a dogfight. And no offense to you, but I think the Dolphins are very good this year, and I think they'd take the dub. And then that means it would be Dolphins versus. Oh wait, who would play the Colts? Oh yeah. So the Jets would play the Colts. I think I see the Colts taking home the win in that one. So that would mean Colts versus Dolphins in the AFC Championship. That could go either way, really. But I think we could see I think I could see the Finns pulling it off and going to the Super Bowl. So that means the Finns versus the Skins. That rhymes.
That'd be
In the
that'd
Super
be a
Bowl.
new
That would be
Super
a
Bowl, and
great
I'd love
Super
to
Bowl.
see it.
I would love to see that Super Bowl. Yes.
Both dynamic offenses and quite gifted defenses as well. Do you know how fast the both of those defenses are?
Yeah.
Like they're damn near track teams. Even the D linemen. You know, Christian Wilkins is an absolute freak of nature. I've seen him jump over a 6 foot wide receiver in a preseason game just because they were fucking around. I mean, really just very good.
Yeah.
But all right, we're coming to the last segment of our questions here. As we like to do at the end of every podcast, we got 10 minutes. Ask your questions. Go on ahead. And I see the first question from our very own Eagles. We say, what teams do you have being a dark horse candidate in the playoffs?
Oh, so Skins, definitely.
Definitely
Obviously,
Skins.
we've already seen an upset from him, and that just makes me believe even more that he could possibly upset the Niners, and that it would be crazy, honestly. I think Skins the most. I was thinking Ravens for a little bit, but obviously that didn't happen at all. But definitely Skins. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I'll
we've gone
say-
over 4 of these playoff games. I'm sorry for interrupting again.
You're fine. I'll say Skins, Eagles, Raiders, Texans.
Basically, anyone who is in the Niners, Colts, or Jets.
Basically. I was about to say Jets. I don't know why.
I mean,
Well-
Jets. I mean, they had the 5 seed instead of having their typical division winner seed, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
That is true, but that's because the Dolphins do have the number 1 spot of that
Hmm.
of that AFC East division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all right, the second question is going to come from the Colts, ranking who's the best quarterback, or who's going to be the best quarterback in 5 years, assuming we go that long.
We're gonna
Either
see
Jalen Hurts or
Hurts
Tyreek Hill.
towards 99. Hurts gonna get close to 99 in the next 5 years. I don't know if he'll still be with the Colts. But he'll definitely be close, and Burrow will be getting close to the 99 club around then. I don't know. I'm hoping I can keep him, but in the future I might have to deal him out for a couple of valuable assets. Which that's a
Yeah.
thing.
That's going to hurt when the time comes.
Yes. If that has to happen, which it might not. We'll see, but.
Tyler Huntley of the Jets, we know he's going to progress him. He's going to be a 90 by the end of next season if he keeps
I'm
playing
not-
well with them.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's gonna start him though with the Jets. I'm not sure if the Jets is starting him.
Look, the Jets already absolutely loves the
Nope.
guy.
What I meant is in the off season. I feel like he might move on and go back to a strong arm QB because apparently he sucks awful with a scrambling QB, which is absolute bogus.
Lily, which is weird is because Cole McDonald was a bit of a scrambler in our first
Yeah.
league.
He was.
And he did quite well with him.
Well, he was a
He
very
still is.
big scrambler. He's just used to a strong arm, I think, not being able to move around a lot.
Yeah.
True, that's true. All right. I mean, I heard reports of where he might stay. He might become the guy. But if he's not the guy, then I don't know if I can call him, the guy. I had to say the
Yeah.
guy a lot in that. Okay, now another good QB. I think the Cardinals back up Jonathan Stein. If he's traded somewhere where they might give him a chance to succeed, could be the guy somewhere else.
Yeah.
And teams that are looking quarterback and needy as of right now, I'm not sure who that could entirely be. I mean, there are teams that look like they don't have great quarterbacks, but those dudes are already performing at their ass. Let's see.
I think Chargers has a couple screenshot on his phone if you want to get to a couple of those.
So, this question comes from the Seahawks, and plus, as an FYI, these questions I screenshotted on Saturday. So, this question comes from the Seahawks. It is, who's the most overrated player in the league?
Like the user or like an actual player?
Because I think we kind of talked about user the other
Yeah.
day. In fact, we might have gotten to that question.
Who knows?
Assuming.
I think.
we
I
did
heard
get to
something
that
about
question
it.
yesterday.
Because you guys said it was James Morgan because he's super
Yeah.
lopsided.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
We already got to that one.
Alright, let me go back over here to the next one. This question comes from the Steelers. Who is the best rookie?
I think we got to that one too. We talked about Miles Brennan.
You already answered those questions in the last one.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and from the live questions we have here as of right now, rank from the Colts again, ranking teams based on who is in the best position for the future, cap, young players, etc., etc.
Ooh,
All right, go.
When it comes to the team, and we're not talking about users, right? We're just talking about the team in general.
The team in general.
I'd like to say my team with the overall, but the cap room isn't going to be the best in the next couple years, I believe. But the overall should be going up a couple this next year. But set up in a good position. The Jets, I think, are going to be in one of the worst positions. They're going to have a
Really?
okay overall, but they're going to have to re-sign a lot of people next year and the year after. That's going to hurt him. I think he's not going to be able to bring some of those guys back with how many people he's got to re-sign. So that's going to bring his overall down. Plus, take up all his cap room, having to re-sign people like Antonio Gibson. I think he's not going to be in the best position in the next couple years. His overall is going to go down. Plus, his cap room is going to be very, very little, in my opinion. He'll have to start dealing his players, start getting draft picks.
I'm not saying this because I have to. I'm saying it because it should be heard. But Jets knows what he's doing. This guy is a total guru of a man player.
That is also true. That does have to be taken into account.
So he's going to be able to re-sign these guys for low key. I mean, not super low key deals, but like something like not the biggest bag, but it's still a bag. All right.
Yeah.
With running backs, though, they're going to be cheap because there's running backs all around. You could literally pick up a guy from free agency as of right now. Sony Michel is a free agent, and he's an 81 overall.
Kerryon Johnson's going to be a free agent come this offseason. He's a 79 overall young star. So.
Ooh, that's intriguing to me.
There's running backs all around. He's not going to get a big bag, not Le'Veon Bell style. Because we see what happened to him when he got to New York. Right, now he's a free agent himself.
Yeah.
I mean, he's on the Chiefs now, but he's probably going to be a free agent in the offseason.
Oh, for sure he is. Because nobody's going to pick him up because we already seen how washed he is.
He's played solid in the receiving game for the Chiefs, but the run game is just not there anymore. The Chiefs, a.k.a. Adam Gase, just pretty much just ruined his career.
Oh, for sure.
F. Adam Gase, he should never get a coaching opportunity, and that includes at the college level, high school level, and anywhere because he has a huge ego.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like he could still be a positional coach, but definitely not a coordinator or even a head coach ever again.
He could be a quarterback coach, but I'm not sure how that's even going to go.
He didn't do well with Sam Darnold. I would not want him to be my quarterback coach at all. I would rather have Bruce Arians for the next 2 years because Bruce Arians is just one of the best QB whisperers of all time, next to Bill Belichick.
Yeah. And he got the Bucs to the conference championship thing. And let's be honest.
Gase was Tom Brady's QB coach in New England.
He was?
They did come from the same coaching tree. I do know that. All right. Let's go ahead and
Jets have a great question. What teams that missed the playoffs are most likely to bounce back next season?
Patriots.
Yes, I was
Saints.
gonna say Patriots. Saints kind of got robbed a little bit, but he'll bounce back. Patriots most definitely. I would hope to say myself, but we'll have to see when the time comes. But definitely Patriots and Saints are two big ones. Let me take a look here. See who else could be that didn't have the best.
Chiefs
I
if they get a
know.
user.
Yeah, and I know that this team didn't have a user all year, but coach in the Giants definitely looking to get a better record than 1-15 next year.
Yeah, I mean he
Uh,
did he did he
As
did
much as I
join
love
like in week
Coach,
13.
that NFC East is one of the most
it's
competitive
very
divisions
competitive,
I've
and
ever
it's only
seen.
getting more
Yeah.
competitive with him joining. So
Three playoff teams this year: Washington, Eagles, and Cowboys.
It's very
yeah,
true.
we could see there's two. We could see the Rams bounce back. He's had a couple off years, but he used to be very good. And then we could see the Cardinals, Mr. Octo, bounce back. He had a pretty rough year this year. But other than
Yeah.
that, that's mostly all of them. It was a good question coming from Mr. Roverhead.
All right, let's go ahead and get on with it.
Most likely star to be traded in the off season. If I were typing right now, I'd put the old eyes emoji because there could possibly maybe be a trade in the works that could possibly happening in the off season that involves me, but not gonna get too much into that. Eyes emojis all day.
Here, I'm gonna say Antonio Gibson because apparently he's on the trade block
Yeah, but
from
who would
well
want?
he was. I'm
I
not sure if he
mean,
is anymore, but
he's going to be.
someone should definitely pick him up because his speed. I know it's somewhere in the 93 to 95 range. I don't know which one. I'm pretty sure it's 93. Plus the acceleration is pretty good. He's a 99 overall.
Honestly, I don't know about other teams. I don't want any part of Gibson. Now, of course, I do have a very great running back in Joe Mixon. However, I feel like a lot of teams already have that kind of star running back. But of course, there's a couple holes that can be filled. But I feel like nobody would want to take his contract and. But I don't know. What do I know? I could be wrong. But Gibson could be for sure. We could see a QB trade or two happening
Yeah.
with the Cardinals and the anyone else really, but
Well, a lot of guys. I have a guy myself, Josh Jacobs, because I don't feel like I'm performing enough with him. But I mean, I'm not gonna say much about that. That's a guy that I could see trade because I'm looking forward to trading him this offseason.
Here, I'm gonna name two guys from my team, which I'm looking to trade one of them. But yeah, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. Here, I got Jalen Guyton ready for promotion to wide receiver 2. I got Tremaine Divinity, Antonio Callaway. I got a whole bunch of depth at wide receiver, and Keenan Allen has not been doing me favors. Mike Williams sure as heck has not done me any favors. So, yeah, hopefully I can find a trade partner for one of them, but no one wants Keenan Allen for some reason. So,
All right, last question from the Dolphins. What team can make an underdog run in the AFC and in the NFC?
well, I think we've already talked about the NFC a lot with Mr. Jello or the Skins. Definitely underdog in this playoffs and could most definitely make a run.
yeah. For the AFC, it could be Titans. I think Titans might go kind of underrated.
Depends on how he's able to play against the Dolphins. And you could say Texans as well if they could pull an upset against the Raiders. That's gonna be a great game, but
Well, it
I'm
wouldn't
not sure if
technically
that'd
be
be
an
an upset.
well, not
upset.
really. But the seeds
I
would say an upset, but it wouldn't really be because
yeah,
Texans
I
are in a great division and they even have a better record than you, but or at least I think unless I'm
well they have me by one game, and it was the one game that we played in the regular season.
oh
He
What was
kind
the
of just smacked me around. Like I was damn near a doll to that man. It was not a good game for me, and I want to come back and I want to win this game for sure. But someone said the Titans earlier, and I believe it's you, Bengals, right?
That was the
The
Chargers.
Chargers. I'm sorry, bro. I'm a little bit tired now. My voice is a little bit raspy, whatnot.
Oh, was
But
it?
Titans,
Now you know.
indeed.
Here. Now you know how I felt last episode because I was talking for like 5 minutes straight and my throat was like just so sore because I was doing like the schedule review and it took me like 5 minutes and my voice was so scratchy after that. Like I was dead.
No, I feel lightweight deaf too a little bit. Like I don't know if y'all can hear it. It's just a little bit like
Yeah.
I don't even know what the fuck I just did there.
Yeah.
Excuse my
Oh,
French.
it's like your commentating voice.
Yeah, no, like I have to get loud with that one, but for the podcast, it's a lot nicer
Chill.
because
Just
it's
chill
chill.
and
I'm
talk
not
about the
having to
league.
scream
Mhm.
Henry Ruggs going down deep the field. I don't have to do that.
Touchdown, The Raiders.
Touchdown Raiders.
Miles
I'm pretty sure
Brennan throws for
I'm pretty sure
Miles.
I've perfected saying the Raiders like that. Just sometimes my voice just can't do it, but I've gotten better at it.
All right. Any last questions at
I
all?
think
Or-
we're good. We went long today. Let me see. We are at an hour 21 minutes, so this is the longest that we've ever gone.
That's true. That's true. Fuck my soup. I forgot my soup. I was making it earlier, bro.
Wait, is it still on the stove?
It's not on the stove. No, I had made it.
Cold?
It's probably cold. I'm gonna be upset because I just wasted a damn pack of soup.
Well,
But enough
that's,
about that.
that's
Y'all
where
end the
we ended.
podcast.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful outro. But
No, it's not. My fucking soup.
The best outro ever. Let's get into it.
I think we're gonna get to the Giants one next podcast. Stay standby,
Yeah.
Mr. Coach. But thanks for listening in. The Raiders guy's gonna go get his soup. I'm gonna edit this, put it up, and then go to bed. Chargers is I don't even know what he's gonna do because he's crazy at times. And
Here,
that's how we're gonna end it off. See y'all next time. Peace out.
Here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn off my Xbox, switch my inputs to my Roku, and then I'm gonna go to bed, watch TV, and just wait until I fall asleep.
Peace out.